Hello and welcome back to Data Structures. I wanted to do a quick video on this depth first traversal of a graph. Um, Here's my routine over here. It's pretty much the same as what's in your book. I have a recursive routine. Essentially what it's doing is it's visiting a vertex and then it's checking for any vertex that it has a connection to, and if it has not visited that vertex, it's going to go visit it. One of the things that we have to have for this routine is we have to have this little Boolean visit array to mark where we've been. Essentially what we're doing is leaving a breadcrumb trail, and if we don't do that, we'll get caught in cycles in these graphs. So this serves for the purpose of stopping that, because if we've already been there, we don't go there again. So here, what I'm basically saying is that I have this visit array as a global, or something that any version of my depth first search can take a look at and change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it right here with vertex 0. So down here I'll go ahead and write my visit sequence. So if I call this guy with vertex 0, I go in right here and I print out my 0, and then I mark that I've been to vertex 0. So this is going to change from false, and I'm going to just put a true right underneath there like that. Then I'm going to go into this little for loop, and I'm going to check for a connection from vertex V to vertex J. I'd use my adjacency matrix to do that. So if there's a 1, that means there's a direct connection. Also here I'm also checking to see that V does not equal J, because that is essentially checking for a loop back. And since we already said we're not doing loop backs, we're not even going to take the time to check that. And then if I do have a connection and I have not been there, then I make a call to the routine again. So let's try it out. Here I've written down where I've been. Now I go into my loop. I start J at 0. Well, we're not going to go any further than that, mostly because of this right here, because V is 0 and J is 0. So J is going to increment to 1. So my adjacency matrix, I don't have my adjacency matrix written down. I'm just going to look at the graph. So I do have a connection from 0 to 1. So I'm going to check to see if I've been there, and the answer is no. So I'm going to call depth R1 like that. Now that means V is 1 now. So I come in here and I write down that I've been to 1 like that, and I show that I've been there like that. So now I'm going to come in here. Do I have a path from 1 to 0? Yes, I do. Have I been there? Yes, I have. So I'm not going to make a call. Do I have a path from 1 to 1? No, I do not. And I'm not checking those paths anyway. Do I have a path from 1 to 2? No, I don't. Do I have a path from 1 to 3? No, I don't. Do I have a path from 1 to 4? Yes. 1 is not 4, So it's not on the diagonal. Have I been from 1 to 4? No, I haven't. So I'm going to call depth R4 like that. And so now this is a 4. So I can, oops, let me well, we're gonna have trouble here. So let's slide this over a little bit. 0, 1. Mr. Eraser, sorry about that. Here we go. So now we come in here, we write down that we've been to 4, and we mark that we've been there in the visit array. Now, so then we're going to go back into our for loop. No path from 4 to 0, path from 4 to 1. I've been there. I don't take it. No path from 4 to 2, path from 4 to 3. There is a path from 4 to 5. I have not been there, so I can call it. Depth 5. Hang on. So I can make that call. So I'll go over here and write down my 5 and write this like that. Okie dokes. Let's see. So now that I'm at 5, I have to do the same sort of a thing. No path from 5 to 0, no path from 5 to 1, 2, or 3. There is a path. Oops, sorry. I take that back. There is a path from 5 to 2. Wow, I got ahead of myself. So there is a path from 5 to 2, and I haven't visited it, so I'm going to call depth 2 like that. So once I go there, I'm going to print out that I've been to 2. I'm going to go up here and write that I've visited it. Now I'm at 2. Okay, so do I have a path from 2 to 0? Yes, but I've been there. Do I have a path from 2 to 1? No. Path from 2 to 3? No. Path from 2 to 4? No. Path from 2 to 5? Yes, but I've been there. So now we're sort of at a strange spot here. The last one I checked was 2 to 5. That means this loop is over. If that loop is over, this guy, depth 2, has completed, and it returns to depth 5. So back to depth 5, depth 5 is going to check the next vertex after 2, which is 3. There is a connection, and we haven't been there. So it's going to call depth 3 like that. So we're going to write down the 3, and we're going to say that we've been there. And then we're going to go through this loop again. When we go through this loop, no matter which vertex we check, we've been there. So we will make no more recursive calls. So we're going to return to the 5. The 5 is going to end the same way the 3 did because we've exhausted those. Each one of these is now going to return, and the routine will complete like that. Thank you.